Capricorn, here is your weekly horoscope for December 6th to December 12th. Well, first off, let's talk about Mars in Aries. Mars is moving along direct in Aries, but it is kicking some of the Capricorn still in the backside. Mars in Aries is a Mars position that tends to make people have to work and have to work hard. It also is an initiating influence. It is an influence of new beginnings and new starts. So as we're winding up this year, you could be looking, as we're going into Capricorn season in the new year, you could be looking at 2021 as a year of fresh new starts for you. And you're probably pretty welcoming of that. It's been a rough year for everybody, and in particular for Capricorn. With the Sun and Mercury in Sagittarius right now, for yourself, that kind of puts it in a bit of a low-key realm for you. You're never one to really want to talk a lot anyhow, and with Mercury in your solar 12th house this last little while, you're kind of preferring to keep your thoughts and opinions more to yourself. You're doing a lot of thinking inside. There's a lot going on in your brain right now as you're looking ahead to the new year and also looking at addressing even the current conditions that we're still dealing with here in this month of December. So there's a lot of thought going on to planning your 2021. With Venus in Scorpio, that is a sign that's very positively predisposed to Capricorn. And with Venus in Scorpio, you're going to find that, at least in your heart, you are looking to have a lot more fun and to make the next year hopefully a lot more pleasurable and pleasant for you as well. Now, you can get an early start on that right now just by letting your hair down a little bit, Capricorn, and enjoying yourself a bit more. We are moving into a season where parties and normal Christmas socializing is coming up, but at this pandemic time, it's going to be pretty limited as to how much you can get out and what you can do. But you are actually a very resourceful sign when you want to be. And if you want to socialize and if you want to have fun, you are going to find ways to do it. Jupiter and Saturn need to be mentioned when we talk about Capricorn as well, because they began conjuncting in your sign this week. Every astrologer is talking about the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius that's coming up on the 21st, and there will be some information from me on that later on. But right now we have Jupiter and Saturn conjunct in Capricorn beginning this week very closely. And Jupiter and Saturn tend to be opposing influences in astrology. With Jupiter you have expansion, and with Saturn you have contraction. So when the two of those get together, there's a bit of a push me, pull me aspect with that. I heard one astrologer describe this aspect as Saturn being like a rock tied to a balloon called Jupiter, where Jupiter is helping lift it up off the earth somewhat, but only so far. And that's probably a good analogy for how Jupiter and Saturn works. My take on it is this: Jupiter can help expand the wisdom and the knowledge that is already inherent in Saturn, and Saturn can provide discipline and a sense of duty and responsibility that Jupiter doesn't always have. So when those two planets come together, they tend to work very well, and they also tend to attract money and resources. Now, for the sign of Capricorn, who may have suffered some financial losses in this past year, the good news that money is about to materialize, or you're going to attract money and resources from somewhere, well, perhaps that's your Christmas miracle, and that is a great way to end the week.